Thanks for tuning in. Today we're going to be reviewing the Monteer 3500S and Monteer 8000S bike light combo. With 11,500 combined lumen output, the Magicshine Monteer 3500S and 8000S is one of the brightest and best headlight combination Magicshine currently offers. Individually, both the Monteer lights offer impressive output and affordable price points, but are even better together. Now, we've already reviewed the 3500S and 8000S separately, but we're excited to see how they perform together. This combination includes a helmet mount and the individual 3500 and 8000S in their individual packaging. Now, in terms of the packaging, it's pretty simple. You have the same cardboard box for each of the lights. They're pretty large and robust, so you can easily travel with these. You have nice reflective graphics on here and Magicshine's iconic orange and black color scheme. The 8000S is the exact same size, just a different graphic on front and slightly different labeling. And as I mentioned, you also get the helmet mount, which is a little strap design that can go over your helmet for Garmin or GoPro accessories. Now we'll go ahead and take these out of the packaging and go over the specs. We'll start with the 3500S. So this is $199.99. And what you get with this light is the battery pack, which is the 5200 milliamp MJ6116. And consists of 4 18650 battery cells in here. You get the 3500S headlamp, and it's a nice wired setup, so very lightweight, and this is the one you want to put on your helmet. You can see 5 LED design. You get a simple handlebar mount, but because we're going to do the combination, we'll use the helmet mount instead. And then you also get some accessories with this, which includes the straps. Also optional straps for the handlebar mount, and you don't need this if you're going to do helmet mount. The tool to connect it and the micro USB charging cable. This has 1.5 to 75 hour runtime, depending on which mode you put it in. It also has the Garmin style mount, which is great. So you can use this with a lot of generic mounts, and it offers the impressive 3500 lumen maximum output. What's unique about the 3500S is also that it has the longest beam throw. So it has a 350 meter max beam distance, which is why it's so good for helmet mounting. Now I'll jump to the 8000S. Retail price on this is $399. So quite expensive, but a lot of power. You get 8,000 lumens. And to achieve that high output, you have a 10,000 milliamp battery. This is one of their biggest batteries, a 6118. And this consists of 4 21700 lithium ion cells. It is a aluminum housing, again with the same Garmin style mount, so really easy to mount. And then you can see with this, a really aggressive aluminum housing with fins directly built in and a 5 LED design. It's much larger than the 3500S as well to achieve that higher output and bigger beam spread. What's nice about the 8000S is it's perfect for handlebar mounting, and Magicshine even includes the out front mount. So this is their little stubby out front mount. It's an aluminum construction, so very robust and one-sided. So you can easily mount this on here and then hit the road with that. And just like the 3500S, you get a bunch of additional accessories, which includes the straps to mount the battery pack to your bike, the cable, of course, to connect it. You have the charging cable. This is a USB Type-C, which is really nice to see. Optional little spacers for the handlebar mount and the instruction manual. So with the combination, Magicshine also offers this at about $610. It's currently listed for $580, so you get a little bit of a deal buying it together. And you also get the helmet mount. This is the MJ62776. So this is designed for GoPro or Garmin, so it has a little adapter. So we're going to pull this out. So you can see it consists of basically a 3-strap design. Here's the main piece, and this has the GoPro connection. And then you have the Garmin adapter to that. And this lets you run any light you want on here. And the nice thing is with the GoPro to Garmin, you have the adjustability now. So you can simply place it on here and then really adjust it as needed. You have the little strap that goes on here, and then a 3-strap design. And if your helmet already has a mount, you don't really need this one. But if you don't, you can easily put this on any helmet. So it's a 3-strap design that go around the sides and the top. So depending on your helmet, you can either do the 2 sides or all 3. There's quite a few components here. So we'll start with the helmet mount. That consists of the 2 Velcro straps, which you need with your helmet, and then the actual bracket that comes in at 38 grams. Then the heavy components are going to be the lights and the battery packs. Because these are wired setups, you get these big bulky batteries. So you have the battery pack with the cable attached, and then you have the headlamp, the 3500S. Comes in at 392, so almost a pound. And then the big one will be the 8000S, which is obviously a much larger light with the out front mount and the big battery pack with its battery cable. You'll also need the 2 Velcro straps to attach it to your frame. So that comes in at 602. So definitely on the heavier side for the full combination. So now let's take a look at the light setup on the bike. We have the 8000S here on the handlebars. Really big light. And you can see that compared to the 3500S, it's quite a bit larger. They both have similar profiles, but the 3500S is smaller. And you can see that it has a lighter weight, smaller body, which makes it better suited for the helmet. It's also better as a spotlight, while the 8000S is very much a floodlight with a really wide, even beam. So this is great to have to really point toward where you're riding, and this to really flood around you for a nice lit up road. In terms of the wire length, you can see it's fairly short. You will need an extender if you want to put this down onto your bike, but it works well if you have a backpack. So you can just put the battery pack in your backpack. You also have the big battery pack for the 8000S here on the bike. And it's a little bit bulky, but the little Velcro straps do work well. Here's another angle of that. You can see the wires just wrapped around. I usually wrap it around the stem as there's a little bit extra length. And the Velcro straps do work pretty well, even over rougher terrain, because it has a little rubber strap underneath it so it won't scratch your bike. Here you can see a shot of the light combination together during the day, and they're super bright. There is no beam cutoff here, so you want to be careful about riding with this during the daytime. As you can see, the beam is nice and even. That's actually what you want for trail riding, so you can really see the trail and everything around you as you go up or down gradients. Now there's 15 total modes, and there's 3 main options within those 15. You have Spot, Flood, Hybrid. Hybrid runs all 5 LEDs, Flood is the top 3, Spot is the bottom 2. As you can see, the Spot is a little more tightly focused, while Flood is a little wider. For the 3500S, we recommend just leaving it in Spot, and the 8000S leave in Hybrid to get a nice wide beam. Now there's 15 total modes again for each light, so it's very easy to get lost. Within each of those main modes, you have 5 options. So there's quite a lot of options, and almost too many, honestly. Here you can see the 3500S just helmet mounted by itself. And while it is bright and you can see around you, you can see the front of the bike is fairly dark and the side to side is fairly dark. So that's one reason why adding a handlebar mount light can really help with that. So you can see as you turn around, the 3500S lets you see ahead of the corners. But now when you combine the 8000S here, everything is lit up around you. So you can see all the obstacles in front of your bike and to the sides. So it's a really impressive combination. And the 8000S is super bright on its own, but you can see as you go around corners, the 3500S has that long beam throw and lets you see obstacles before you get there. So especially if you're doing descents or faster rides, it's really important to have that situational awareness so you don't end up at a sharp corner and not know it's coming. So it's an impressive combination, and although it's expensive, it's not that expensive given the almost 11,000 plus lumen output. Now let's go over the pros and cons of the Monteer 3500 and 8000S combination. What we like about it is the impressive output. With over 11,000 lumens, it's more than bright enough to light up the trail. It also has universal Garmin style quarter turn mount for both lights, so you can use a variety of third-party mounts instead of having to use proprietary systems. Also, the combination of flood and spot lights is really impressive, so 3500 lets you see around corners, while the 8000S really lights up the road. In terms of cons, both of the lights lack DRLs. That'd be something nice to have, especially for daytime riding. And there's no available remote for either, which is probably the biggest negative for these lights. So you really have to control each light individually with the one button interface. And speaking of that, it's easy to get lost in those 15 output modes for each light. So you definitely want to just stick to one of the modes and just cycle through the intensities instead. Taking everything into account, we'd give the light combination 9 out of 10. This really is the ultimate bike light combination that really turns night into day. Thanks for watching this review. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You can see more content from us on our website at thesweetcyclist.com, as well as follow us on Instagram at thesweetcyclist. This is The Sweet Cyclist reminding you to enjoy the ride.